May 11th, 2024 was my start date. So I got started May 11th, 2024. And for the next 48 hours, I started, building my list. And I went to my app and I named it Cash Flow. I still have my list here. It says Cash Flow. And I started writing names down. So how did I write these names down? Here was my train of thought. I wish I had Donnie's training, but all I can think of was, who do I have credibility with that I could pick up the phone and call them? Not send a message, not send a text message. Where is the relationships? And I started with relationship, with 1 all the way to 220. I wrote 220 names. And it wasn't in any particular order, so people don't get offended if, hey, how come I wasn't higher? It was just the name that I came to mind first. That's why Jordan Russell was number 2, because we were doing life together. Our kids were best friends. They're in the same class. Jordan was holistic minded. The first person was Ryan Price, one of my best friends that's a chiropractor that I used to go to church with. Penny Carpenter was number 28 on my list. Now, she had no previous experience or successful experience in a company. She wasn't a six-figure earner. She was just, I always shared businesses with her, and we had a great relationship. So, I would say write down the names that you can call. This is going to take courage. Write down the names. And I started at 1, and I went all the way to 220, and then I started with 1. And you have my words that I shared when I picked up the phone. I called people and I said, hey, Terry, I'm calling for a specific reason. It's life-changing. Do you have just a couple minutes? Hey, I'm calling for a specific reason. I'm so excited. I'm launching something new. Do you have just a couple minutes? Well, sure, Joe. What's up? Terry, what do you know about stem cells? Listen, we're not talking about what you can say on Facebook right now. We're not talking about what you're saying in a presentation. This is what I shared. And David Schmidt and Meredith, if they were even on this Zoom, they say you can say things when you're in person. You can tell the truth about what happened to people. This is why it's always going to be more powerful to build a business belly to belly, face to face, or over the phone. And then I told 2 stories. Terry, I always say you got to have stories in your pocket. Joe, no, I haven't heard about it. What's up? Well, let me tell you about this patch. It's the size of a quarter. You put this patch on, it elevates the GHKCU. I've never even heard about that until now, but here's what this is doing to people, Terry. I told Danny McDaniel's story about his frozen shoulder. Couldn't lift his arm above his head for several months. In 7 days, it unlocked. And you got to tell these fast. Listen, you can't talk too much. Hey, here's what it did, Terry. He put this patch on in 7 days. It unlocked his shoulder that he couldn't unlock for 7 months. Then my friend Carrie puts it on her mom, Billy. Billy was on 13 medications, one of them over 50 years. With the help of her doctor, Terry, she got off every single one of these medications in less than 9 months. Really, Joe? Really. But Terry, here's where the business is going. It went from 20 million to 600 million in 4 years. And here's what my leaders are earning. Real quick, planted some seeds about what they were earning. And here's what I see for myself, Terry. My goal is to get out of debt. So here's my goals that I have. All I'm asking you is to take a look. There's a Zoom tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Can I count you in to see what's happening here with the technology and the business? That's how I launched the business. My job was to pique curiosity, plant some seed. Any question they asked, I wasn't intimidated by any question, Terry. 0. In fact, I welcomed them, and go ahead and ask me a question, and let me tell you what I said. Ask me a question. Can I count you in on coming at 8 p.m. tomorrow, Terry?
I don't understand. Is this real? I don't understand how this is possible.
It's very real, and you're going to hear all about it tomorrow at 8 p.m. I can give you a site. This is at info.com that shares the patents, the case studies, doctors' interviews, everything you need. But it's real, and you're going to hear all about it. I'm going to be learning with you, because I'm just getting started. But that's the great thing about it is I'm on the marketing end. I'm not on the science end. But come, and do you guys see now? I'm just seeing who's open, who's ready, who's open. I'm planting seed. I'm a farmer. Seeds are stories. I shared this with Penny, and these were stories that I shared, the technology and the business. The fertilizer, what's the fertilizer? This is the fertilizer, because Penny got on patches. Penny was like Terry. She didn't get started right away to build a big business. But because I planted the seeds, Terry, and told her what was possible, 3 weeks into the 3 weeks into the patch, once she got results and I followed up, magic, baby. Bam! Santa's here with lots of presents for Panhandle, Texas. Penny, the Panhandle Patcher, is exploding now because I planted seeds and then we fertilized it. See, this is why you have to have patience, Terry, right?